So, hello everybody. We have another clay project for Stillwater Elementary, and I wanted to show you how to make little pinch pots. Amy Pitt is our this year's pottery or kiln lead, and I'm the art docent lead for this year. My name is Ulrike Staerk. Okay, what we already prepared is just a piece of clay, and we put it into these little bags. And if I have to admit, this is way too much. About half of this amount of clay would be okay. And this is something you could prepare in advance, which makes it way easier. Think about kindergartners have little hands, and they are not that strong yet. So make about a ball of the size, so it just fits in your in the palm of the hand. And we have little Ziploc bags, which we can please reuse later. And just put them in here so they keep moist while waiting for the project to begin. Each kid, or the kids, get a cup with a little bit of water, not too much, and then maybe a little clay, a little wooden stick with a pointy end. And we also have quite a few of these clay tools here. We also have scoring tools, but please be advised, they're pretty pointy. So if you don't feel your kindergartners are ready to use those yet, please do not use them. Otherwise, they can totally do that. So each kindergartner gets the clay, and at first I just let them touch the clay so they get a feel for it. It is a bit different consistency than like modeling clay or Play-Doh, but it's a bit harder, and it definitely dries out your hands after a while if you play too long, or it also gets drier over time. So they shouldn't play with it for just too long. You can talk about where clay comes from. There are several informations about that, either online or in your binder. Okay, how we start? They let them make a really nice ball. They can also roll it here on the table if they want to have it a bit smoother, but we'll smooth it out later. We have here two totally different pinch pots in the end, with different samples also. But let them start by just taking the ball in their hands, using both thumbs and really pressing hard in the middle. Let them press down all the way. And then have them hold the clay in one hand and press with the other hand between thumb and the first two fingers, maybe. Let them press all the way to the sides. So they form kind of a hollow ball in their hands. And some kids, depending on their interest, might already be ready with this here. But think that the wall of this little pinch pot, we're just pinching between our fingers, nothing else. The wall should not be a lot thinner than your pinky finger, because otherwise it just gets way too thin. Too thick is not good either, because then it dries at different speeds as the rest of the wall. So let them try to make it as even as possible, about the width of their pinky fingers. And now, after they're done with forming their little pinch pot, which is more or less ready now, they can start decorating it however they want. If they want to smooth it out, they can also add a little bit of water, just a teeny bit, otherwise it gets really slushy. And then they can use their little scoring tool to cut lines in there however they want. Poke some little holes in there. Or you even use one of our provided pattern rollers to roll a pattern on top of their pinch pot. Here or here. Two things to watch out for. Try not to have them pinch the sides of the pinch pots too far, because after we fire areas like this, when they're so thin, they get razor sharp. So we don't want any ends like that. If they want to have different type of end, they can just push it in, for example, make little indentations on the side of the pot. That would totally work. If they want to work their pot a little bit more, not just stick with this. Here, this one scratched the top, which is totally fine, but don't make it too thin. If they want to have the ends a bit different or flared, for example, they can totally flare out their pinch pot and have it look like a little flower in the end. But remember, no sharp corners or edges. They should always have a little rounding in the end, so it looks more like a flower. They can of course also add patterns on the inside if they want. So that's how to make a little pinch pot. After they finished the pinch pot, remember, add a name. If they want to have the bottom a bit flat, just let them put it on the table. Scratch their name on the bottom so you can read it and find out who's the owner of their little piece. After you finished the pinch pots, please set those projects on one of those canvas covered boards and bring them over to the kiln room. Put them on one of the shelves. Mark the shelves with the name of the class and the date of the class, and also write it on the whiteboard in the kiln room, so we can fire the projects after a drying time of about 7 to 10 days. We'll let you know when they're done, and so you can come back for the glazing. Thank you very much for now, and have fun.